What's going on, everybody? It's the Jack here. Once again, yeah, that's right. Professor Waveiture is back at it again with another Waveiture 101 video for you guys. Yeah, that's right. Professor Waveiture. Yes, sir. Professor Waveiture is back at it again on another great Wavy Wednesday with another Waveiture 101 video. Today's video is going to be the start of a series, I'm going to start doing like these Waveiture do's and don'ts, and it's going to be telling, we're going to be debunking a lot of myths when it comes to waves and telling you what we really should do versus what you shouldn't do, methods you should try out or methods you shouldn't try out. This is going to be a series of just Waveiture do's and don'ts and stuff like that I'm going to just be, shedding my opinion on, and hopefully you guys could, learn a thing or two. And hopefully we could, have some good conversations and, a little bit of a back and forth of, whether, methods do we feel like are overrated, or is there any methods that we feel like are, underrated. If we're gonna, we're gonna talk about, brush habits, what to do to develop brush habits, what not to do if you're trying to develop brush habits. We're gonna be talking about a lot with this series. I'm pretty excited. But before we hop into the content, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel and hit that notifications bell as well, so you get notified and alerted every time I drop a video, every time I drop a community post, anytime that I decide to go live, anything that I do. If I share somebody else's video, you guys will get the notification for it. So make sure you guys do that so you don't miss out on any content, alright? Also, give this video a thumbs up. Just like the video. It takes 2 seconds, not even. Just like it for me. Alright guys, this video we're going to be talking about, should you cut low? Are there benefits to cutting low? Is this something that you guys should start doing more often? Is this something that you guys shouldn't do often? We're going to just talk about any and all things revolving around a low cut or cutting low. Everybody's low cut is going to be different, depending on the size of your curl length. My low cut is gonna be like a 1 or a 1.5 with the grain, whereas somebody with bigger curls than me, somebody's whose waves look like my boy Tsunami Timo's, if you look at his, he has his curls are a lot bigger than mine, so his low cut might be like a 4 or a 5 with the grain, because anything lower he might cut his waves out, or the waver with that size curl length might cut their waves out because they're cutting below their curl length. So if you guys do, want to know how low do I think that you guys should cut, send me a wave picture on my Waveiture Essentials business page. If I feel like your waves are dope, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna shout you out. I'm gonna post you on my page, and then to kind of get you guys, to give you guys like a little shout out.
So, Professor Waveiture, do you think cutting low is good? Is that something that we should do? Are you a fan of cutting low? Do you think that there's any benefits of cutting low?
Thank you for the question, Jack. It's a great question. I think it's something that's very, very, controversial in the wave game. I do think that cutting low has, their benefits. There's a lot of benefits to cutting low. The first one that I can think of off the top of my head is that, you can see your hair growth pattern. So before Professor Waveiture continues to give you his opinion on, the benefits of cutting low, I just want to explain to you guys what the hair growth pattern is. Your hair growth pattern is the way that your hair naturally grows. It's the formation that your hair naturally grows in before it's trained to go in any other direction. It's just your natural hair flow. When you cut low, you can see how your hair actually grows. You can see the formation that your hair wants to go in. And that's gonna help you fix troubled areas, especially with your forks. Cutting low can help you find your hair growth pattern, which can help you, better troubled areas, because you can see the way that your hair wants to flow versus the way that you're trying to force it. So it can help you better find your angles. It helps you with finding the direction that your crown is going in. So if you're trying to swirl your crown, if you cut low, you can see your natural swirl and kind of start brushing in that direction, which once again is going to help you find your angles. If speaking of angles, if you're looking to, shift your angles, cutting low could also help you with that. So furthermore, not just having the ability to find your natural hair growth pattern, you can also shift easier if you cut low, which can help get rid of forks, or if you're looking to change up your pattern. So when you cut low, you're going to be able to brush your hair at the root. So therefore, if you're trying to shift your wave pattern, or if you're trying to shift the angle to work out a fork or a treble area, when you cut low and you start working at the root, your hair is gonna start being trained to go in that direction. It's gonna be trained to continue to go in that new direction that you're brushing it, because of the fact that you're getting it at its root. So it's being trained from its first growth spurt, if that makes sense. And that's just gonna continue helping you guys with bettering the flow and bettering your connections. Which brings up Professor Waveiture's next point. A lot of times when it comes to bettering your connections, you sometimes have to cut low to just work on the flow of your hair at its lowest state, because of the fact that, similar to my last point, you could work on your flow at its root, so your hair is going to continue to grow that way from this short length onto your woofing stage.
So, Professor Waveiture, are there any other benefits that you could think of, from cutting low? Like, is there anything else that helps?
Yeah, so the last thing that I can think of at the moment would be that it makes it easier to reach your scalp. It makes it easier for your products to reach your scalp. It makes it easier for the shampoo and stuff that you have to reach your scalp.
So, Professor Waveiture, what's the benefits of being able to reach your scalp? What does that do?
So the importance of the shampoo or the product or whatever you're using get into your scalp is very, very simple on why it's important. It's important because the easier it is for your product to get to the scalp, the more nutrients that your scalp is going to take from that product, the more nutrients that your scalp is going to get from that conditioner, or from that shampoo, or from that moisturizer that you're using. You feel me? It's just going to help, you know, in the long haul, better your hair health, because we all know that your scalp, if you have healthy hair, chances are you have a healthy scalp. You feel me? They go hand in hand. So yeah, with that being said, that's another reason why, you know, cutting your hair pretty low, or cutting like lower than you usually would without going extremely low, could be beneficial.
That's Waveiture. One more question for you. When it comes down to cutting low, you explain the benefits of, you know, why to cut low, and, you know, why it's a good thing to do so. How often should you do this, and what should you do afterwards? So only two more questions wrapped up in one. But yeah, so how often should you cut low, and when you do cut low, what should you do after?
Alright, so when it comes to how often you want to do this, I don't think that there's like a specific number that I can give. You know, as far as how, you know, many times a year that you should do this, you should just do this as you feel necessary. You know, if you want to just, you know, say, hey, I want to give my scalp a little bit more, you know, attention, so that's what you'll do, your low cut. If there's a time when you're just like, oh, I need to shift, I'm trying to better this this trouble area, that's the time to low cut. So I think it's more so based on scenario, less than time frame. Then after you do a low cut, I highly recommend that you guys go on like a 3-month Waveiture Woof. If you guys aren't familiar with the Waveiture Woof is, I will link that video in the description box below to be able to tell you guys a little bit more on, you know, what a Waveiture Woof method is. But I highly recommend you guys go on a 2 to 3 month Waveiture Woof. Then within that Waveiture Woof, you know, go up at least, you know, at least half a guard each cut, you know, or each time you, like, you know, you trim during your Waveiture Woof. But you know, that's all I have to say for you guys. You know, that's all Professor Waveiture got for you for this video. So with all that being said, this video was, you know, hopefully, you know, helpful for you guys. Hopefully it's something that you guys start to think of doing if you want to, you know, start cutting low, or hopefully this clears up some information with you in terms of, you know, is cutting low good, is cutting low bad? You know, only just, I mean, you got a couple of cons, but I feel like there's more pros than cons when it comes to cutting low. Reason why that this is a do video of those Waveiture do's and don'ts. Alright? So with all that being said, you guys keep that brush in motion if you want the ocean. You gotta keep this bad boy going if you want the waves to get the flow, and you dig what I'm saying. So yeah, guys, keep that brush in motion if you want the ocean, and keep that Waveiture going. Alright, you guys stay safe. Jack is out. Professor Waveiture is out. Peace.